Great connection. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
One thing about this early 60s music, it's just toe-tapping, fun, simple music.
It is. Yep, it's not complicated.
Yeah, and I'm not one of those guys that needs all this complicated, guitar licks and, backwards stuff and all that. I just like something that's appealing to my ear.
Yeah.
That makes me want to tap my toe. I don't need all that weird stuff that some people are into, that have to have so many extra chords in a song and all that. Bull crap.
Yeah, we like it simple.
Absolutely. All right, it's the 1960s. We're talking the culture and pop culture and things like that, the things that were going on. Movies obviously were big from day one when they started, drive-ins and this and that. And there were some pretty big, important films back in the early days of the 60s, right?
That's right. So we love to quote stuff off of liveabout.com. They're always posting things about cultural events and past news of the time.
Right.
So we have 7 early important movies of the early 60s. This is 60 to 64. And they talk about how the 60s was an era of cultural transformation, which everybody knows. The films from that period had significant effects on the global culture.
Right.
Established directors like Billy Wilder and Alfred Hitchcock released some of their best work during this time frame.
Cool.
So here's the list: 7 movies that are comprised of the most important, though not especially the most popular or the best, but the most important of the time between 60 and 64. So number 1, The Apartment in 1960.
Oh, that was Jack Lemmon, I think.
I don't remember, was it?
I think so, yeah.
So Psycho, one of my favorites.
Oh, love that
1960,
one. That definitely
Hitchcock.
changed movies, didn't it?
Yeah, that was fabulous. Yeah. West Side Story, 61, another great movie. Dr. No, 62. 8.5. I don't know that.
Not familiar with that one,
1963, 8.5. We'll have to look that one up. Dr. Strangelove, another good movie, 1964. And what do you know? Hard Day's Night.
Yeah, that's
Beatles,
1964. That definitely changed movies. Yeah.
Yeah, that really changed everything as far as your musical documentaries. And thanks to that, we probably got Elvis on tour.
There you go. Good stuff, baby. One of these times I'm going to turn the microphone on when you're singing and not tell you. And let people catch a little bit of that.
I love that song. I especially love the
I know. I heard. They didn't hear at home listening, but one of these times they're going to hear.
I'm going to see you reach over and hit the button.
Well, I can do it incognito, maybe. You mentioned all the great films, the important films of the early 1960s.
Right.
Well, the actors of that time, there were some really big hitters, I'll tell you, in the acting world in the early 60s. These were some of the big shots. Laurence Olivier.
Oh yeah.
Peter O'Toole. Lee Marvin. Jack Lemmon. We talked about Jack.
Yeah.
Anne Margaret. Of course, she was hot. Bye Bye Birdie and all that was out by then.
Yeah.
Gregory Peck.
Sure.
Rock Hudson.
Oh yeah, my favorite.
Yeah. Henry Fonda. One of our favorites. Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, love her.
Mrs. Doris Day.
Oh, love her too.
Burt Lancaster. And one of our favorites, one of Elvis's favorite actors, was Cary Grant. They were all big shots in the day.
See, we just don't have that anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I miss it.
If it goof up, just keep going. That's what she has.
All right, we're doing 1960 to 1965 today on the show, the alternate takes. Now, that time frame, TV was still a big deal. The 60s, they come out in the 50s, but 60s TV was going strong. All kind of new TV shows were premiering. And the big ones in that time frame were the Andy Griffith Show, Bonanza.
Right.
Ed Sullivan was going strong. Of course, Perry Mason, one of the longest running shows on TV.
Good one.
The Beverly Hillbillies was premiering early then. The Gomer Pyle spinoff from Andy Griffith.
Love it.
McHale's Navy. Leave It to Beaver. Alfred Hitchcock Presents, The Dick Van Dyke Show, The Twilight Zone. So TV was getting more creative, yeah.
It's better.
It was, wasn't it?
It's better than now.
You and I often watch some of the old shows. We like it much better. There's one or two. I have my addiction to The Walking Dead. I'm not afraid to admit it. I am sucked in. I love it.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of the dead zombies and all that good stuff. All right, I can't get enough of Elvis. So one of my favorite all-time early 60s Elvis tunes, I think you'll agree, baby, is one of your favorites, is Fame and Fortune.
That's right.
All right, some 60s slang. We did 50s slang. We got to do a little bit of 60s. And one or two of these carried over from the 50s.
I noticed that.
Yeah, and it was a gas.
Yeah.
If it's a gas, it's fun or it's a fine thing. It's good, you know?
Yeah.
You're having a good time. All right, now groovy. I don't think that was out in the 50s,
No.
but it was in the 60s. Groovy means cool.
Yeah.
If something's far out, that means it's strange or bizarre, but it's cool also.
Okay.
Okay, if you dig it, of course you understand it. Now, this is something we are often in the evenings. We have a cup of coffee, we sit down and watch a movie, we get all mellow.
Oh, absolutely. I love mellow.
Yeah, it means relaxed and laid back. If something is a bummer, like when I have to say, that's it, folks, for the end of the show, that's a bummer. That means a bad situation.
Oh, okay.
A slug bug. Now, this is new to me. A slug bug is a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah, remember we used to play slug bug as kids?
But it was called Beetle Bug when I was a kid.
On
Yes.
the East Coast, maybe. On the West Coast, we called it slug bug.
I think we had this argument before. I
Yes,
think it's
we did.
Beetle Bug.
And I'm
but
right.
Herbie the Love Bug, Beetle Bug, you know. Hey TL, I think Elvis fans are starting to catch on to Blue Suede Connection.
What's not to love, Daniel? 2 hours of great Elvis music, lots of fun. It's our own private party.
And we want everybody to be part of the party. Hear all the hits, rare cuts, and lots of surprises too.
We are your Blue Suede Connection.